Hi, I'm David Neuheiser, and I'd like to tell you a bit about my paper for TCS, which is called Foucault's Critique of Neoliberal Biopolitics. I've been interested for some time in Foucault's 78-79 lecture course, The Birth of Biopolitics. There's something elusive about the course. Foucault says at the outset that he intends to talk about biopolitics, which is a concept that he developed in the years running up to the course. But, as it turns out, the term biopolitics hardly appears after the first lecture. What Foucault does talk about, and at great length, is neoliberalism, which raises the question of why he became unexpectedly interested in neoliberal economic theory at this point in his career. I came to realize that this question is related to another, which is actually more interesting. A number of people argue that Foucault says so much about neoliberalism because he was sympathetic with its approach, for instance, to the problem of crime. The idea that Foucault was attracted to neoliberalism strikes many people as strange. I myself think that this interpretation is misguided, but I don't think it's self-evidently false. In The Birth of Biopolitics, Foucault never openly condemns neoliberalism, and he says a number of things that could be construed as praise. The question then becomes, if Foucault doesn't intend to endorse neoliberalism, what exactly is he doing? In order to clarify Foucault's relation to neoliberalism and ultimately to rebut the neoliberal reading of Foucault, I examine his engagement with the economist Gary Becker. I draw on Foucault's other writings from the period to argue that although Foucault rarely uses the term biopolitics in these lectures, Becker's approach actually exemplifies biopolitical power as Foucault understands it. For this reason, I think biopolitics is the key to understanding Foucault's relation to neoliberalism. Although the neoliberal claim to preserve individual freedom seems appealing, Foucault's analysis of biopolitics suggests that individual choice is the way that this form of power works. In Foucault's view, biopolitics only offers liberty to subjects whose freedom it has formed in advance. This doesn't mean that neoliberalism is bad, exactly, but it does entail that, in Foucault's view, it's dangerous. The big question in the background of all of this concerns the character of critique. I suspect that some people conclude that Foucault sympathized with neoliberalism because they think critique consists in denunciation. In the conclusion of my paper, I argue that Foucault's circumspect treatment of neoliberalism exemplifies critique as he understands it. That is, by tracing its contingency, Foucault opens a space for concrete acts of resistance. On the basis of all of this, Foucault's response to neoliberalism may or may not be adequate. It's certainly clear that he left a great deal to be said. However, I at least am drawn to his claim that philosophical critique is politically significant because it shows that what we take for granted is actually contingent and therefore subject to transformation.